Cowboys and Steelers.
Pretty good.
Historical resume there. New England, Seattle trying to make history. Super Bowl 60 as both teams advanced yesterday. New England in the snow, a blizzard, a 10-7 win over the Denver Broncos. Everybody rightfully talking about Sean McDermott. Oh, my God. Sean McDermott, Sean McVay. Sean Payton's decision to not kick the field goal at 7-0 early on. And Seattle beats the Rams 31-27. We believe more people, and we have started this brigade, should be talking about the decision by Sean McVay to not kick a field goal at 4th and 4 at the Seattle 6 with 4:59 to go. An incomplete pass. Should have kicked the field goal, cut it to a 1-point game. Who knows what happens after that? Irrelevant now. Drake May, Mike Vrabel against Sam Darnold, to his credit, and Mike McDonald, two of the members of the Seahawks, two of the members of the Patriots. Super Bowl 60 rematch of Super Bowl 49 between those two franchises. Obviously, we've been talking a ton about that. A lot more to come, including a former member of the Patriots, ESPN NFL analyst Damian Woody, in about 10 minutes or so. So, Mike McCarthy gets hired by the Steelers. Let me just say this. As a guy that is a fan of Mike McCarthy's, I'm thrilled for him. He gets to coach in his hometown, probably with the team that he dreamt of being a part of in his entire life. Or throughout his entire life. That said, I'm shocked that this is what happened here. I did not anticipate Mike McCarthy to the Steelers. I thought the Steelers were going to hire a guy that we barely heard of, and then we were going to say, like, oh, my God, this guy's going to be the coach for the next 20 years, and he's going to be a Hall of Famer one day.
Like a Nate Scheelhaase, right?
Sure. With the Rams passing game coordinator, former quarterback at Illinois. Exactly. That kind of guy. Not this. This is not what I expected. So why did they do this? To me, what they did is they hired offensive Mike Tomlin, and they said, we weren't done with Tomlin. Despite what the fans said, we were not done with what Tomlin brought us every year, which was guaranteed winning. That's what Mike McCarthy basically is. They're not going to be bad regardless of if Aaron Rodgers is going to have the reunion with him after he got Mike McCarthy fired in Green Bay, whether or not they're going to try to develop Will Howard, draft someone else. Like, they're okay striving for 9-8, 10-7, and making sure that they're never really bad. Because Mike McCarthy's not going to make you, I don't hope, really bad. They hired Mike Tomlin again.
But also they hired a guy who has a very proven track record of working well with and developing quarterbacks.
Yes,
and
that's
when you're
the difference.
the Pittsburgh Steelers, you need to satisfy both things at the same time. A coach that you know can handle the pressure that's going to come with coaching an historic franchise like the Pittsburgh Steelers and make you good and relevant, which Mike McCarthy can do. But also, and perhaps more importantly, you have to make sure that you get a young quarterback in there that can be for the present and for the future. And who in recent memory do you think could do a better job at that, at satisfying both of those things than Mike McCarthy? Plus the fact that this is where he's from, he's going to be a great steward of this organization. I thought it was a slam dunk hire.
Yeah, I mean, for the first time in their history, they're going after a coach that's not the guy for the next 2 decades.
Yeah.
They went for a coach that is more of a bridge option in order to stabilize the team and to stabilize the most important position in the sport, which is quarterback. And it makes sense. What I don't understand is if you're a Steelers fan, the organization is telling you, we're not looking to rebuild. We still want to be competitive. That's why you go out and you hire somebody like Mike McCarthy. Mm-hmm. If you were rebuilding, you have no problem going after a young coach because you're allowed to go through the growing pains of having somebody that doesn't have the experience in the role. But you went out and you hired somebody because you expect to win next year. You expect to be in the playoffs next year. And then, oh, by the way, simultaneously, we're going to try to develop a young quarterback, whether that guy is acquired in free agency, via trade, or found in the draft. We are going to develop a long-term quarterback option, something that Mike Tomlin could not do. This Mike knows how to do that. He's done it every single place he's been. Why would you not want that in your building? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Me either.
Also, maybe, possibly, and you know, we love Mike Tomlin on the show more than anybody. Coaching tree is not necessarily Mike Tomlin's thing. Mike McCarthy, just one idea I'll throw out there because I've been hyping up this guy, even though I don't know him personally at all. Bring Al Harris with you, make him your defensive coordinator, and maybe the Steelers get a look at him, and maybe when Mike McCarthy, hopefully for them, wins the Super Bowl one day and walks off into the sunset, that new head coach is right next to you, and he's young, and gain some experience. I'm just, keep an eye on that.
Don't hate it.
Al Harris as a guy that could go with him. He's with the Bears now. He's with Mike, obviously, in Green Bay and Dallas.
And then, oh, by the way, Mike McCarthy could convince Aaron Rodgers to stay and be your bridge quarterback.
The irony behind that is truly remarkable. And Aaron Rodgers, the one thing about Aaron Rodgers is I feel like he enjoys the storytelling part of his life and like the story. Like I could see Aaron Rodgers being so into this and thinking this was a mistake the way it ended in Green Bay for both of us. I did not want to play for him anymore. I didn't think the offense was developed enough. We broke up, whatever the reason was. I could see Aaron Rodgers thinking this is the perfect way of going out with that guy on this team and handing it off to Will Howard or whoever the draft pick. Like I actually think Aaron Rodgers will be a tremendous mentor for the next quarterback if he comes back with the Steelers under Mike McCarthy. I can't believe I'm saying
McCarthy has done the impossible. If Aaron has done the impossible, if Aaron Rodgers would decide that he wasn't going to retire and that he wanted to have this ending with Mike McCarthy in McCarthy's hometown with the Steelers, I think I could actually get to the place where I'm rooting for Aaron Rodgers.
I'm sorry, what?
100%.
I think I can get to the place where I'm rooting for Aaron Rodgers, yeah.
To hear you say that is shocking.
No, I know. I can't believe I'm saying it. I think I go to the place of I'm actually rooting for the storybook ending for him and for Coach Mike.
I agree.
Because we want it for McCarthy.
That's exactly it. I want it for McCarthy.
And Aaron Rodgers is a great addition
for Rodgers to seemingly right that wrong in terms of how it went down at the end with McCarthy in Green Bay, to decide, you know what, I was going to shut it down, but I want to give Coach Mike the best opportunity to have success, win games, and then, oh, by the way, help develop the next franchise quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think it spins the Aaron Rodgers neck. It puts it on its head in terms of him not being, a high sports character guy, in terms of him being a coach killer, in terms of him being toxic in the locker room. It completely changes that perspective, that narrative around Aaron Rodgers' career post Green Bay. And I'm here for it. Yeah. I think it would be awesome if Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy had a chance to run it back.
It's, in that case, if that were to happen, and it's successful to some degree, more of an indictment on the Jets than anything else, or at least that's the way Aaron Rodgers would want to spin that. But think about all the stars that had to align for this to even be possible, for it to be McCarthy and Rodgers in a place like the Steelers after Tomlin. I can imagine that even if he was seriously considering walking away after the way things ended this season, that the idea of being able to go back there where you were great last year, you weren't a distraction, Mike Tomlin and that city and that franchise embraced you, you get to the postseason, for it to be Mike McCarthy as the next one in line, I'm sure that he's having deep considerations about coming back and being able to put that cherry on top of his career.
No doubt. And here's the other thing about the Steelers making this move. Based on what's happened in the landscape of the AFC North, you got the best coach in the division going into next season. Now, I don't know that it will end that way, but at least starting the season, you have the best coach. Based on the resume, based on what he's done, you have the best coach in that division.
And all the other teams are in flux. Ravens, new coach. You don't know how that's going to work out.
Zach Taylor last year, his contract.
And you don't know if the Bengals have the personnel. Obviously, the Browns still in flux. Yeah. You might feel like this is your chance.
Yeah, I don't understand why Pittsburgh Steelers fans don't like this hire. I don't get it. I understand how you can feel like it's not a swing for the fences home run move, but you didn't need a home run move. You need a base hit. You're trying to figure out what the next